Hi everybody, how are you? Today our lesson is Lesson 9, Job Advertisements from Unit 4, Life Issues. So it's an occasion to think about the future. Clear? As you know, you will sit for the bac exam, and after passing the bac, you will face many issues, such as you will ask yourselves many questions. For example, what happens after secondary school? Okay? Or what plans students have for the future? Would you go straight into work or go on studying at university? In other words, you should decide whether to start a business, keep studying, or even go abroad for further study. But here, what young graduates do to find a job? Of course, we should ask ourselves if they can read job advertisements or visit employment agencies, so it is not that easy to find a job. Let's deal today with the job issue. To have a clear idea, let's read this text. Okay? Read this text and circle the right alternative. Nowadays, applying for a job has changed. Instead of the traditional approach, hiring a person who is qualified, qualify. For a job, employers are turning to a new strategy called talent staffing. As a result of this, millions of dedicated and capable persons are finding themselves unsuccessful in their job searches and unable to figure out why. They need to realize that the rules of the job application, job apply or job applicant have changed. In the past, employers were willing to fire, hire, or retire workers and then train them to do a particular job. Today, however, they want to employ individuals who already have had all of the skills to do a job, as well as state-of-the-art knowledge required, inquired, or acquired to use those skills effectively. These employers also accepted that only a few recruited people would exceed their expectations, exception. But in today's job market, anything less than superior performance is unacceptable. Because of this, the practice of talent staffing has recently developed, or will recently develop to help identify so-called persons of talent who can contribute to a company's success from day one. Nice. Let's have the answer now. Please, I'd like you to look at your sentence structure and try to find what you really need. Shall I repeat now? Okay. Nowadays, applying for a job has changed. Instead of the traditional approach, hiring a person or engaging or employing a person who is, look here, who is, so of course we need qualified, who is qualified, okay? For a job, employers are turning to a new strategy called talent staffing. As a result of this, millions of dedicated and capable persons are finding themselves unsuccessful in their job searches. And look, please, here we have and. So you should achieve parallelism and successful. So we have an adjective in the negative sense, we need another adjective in the negative sense. So we have the prefix, the un, to express negation. So unsuccessful, and of course enable. We do not need the verb here to enable someone to do something, or the adjective able. We need enable. Clear? So to figure out why, they need to realize that the rules of the job application apply the verb applicant. As you see here, we have two nouns. We have number one, the general noun or the abstract noun, and here we have the person noun. But we need here the general noun. So the job application. Good, the job application. Nice. We go on. In the past, employers were willing to fire, to hire, or to retire. Of course, we were willing to hire or to engage or to employ workers and then train them to do a particular job. Today, however, they want to employ individuals who already have had all the skills to do a job, as well as state-of-the-art knowledge, required, inquired, or acquired. So we need here the synonym of needed, or yes, demanded, knowledge required. The knowledge that is required. Nice. To use those skills effectively. These employers also accepted that only a few recruited people would exceed their expectations, exception. So, concerning our context here, we need the word expectations. I think we dealt with the word expectancy, life expectancy. So, their expectations. What do they expect? Clear? But in today's job market, anything less than superior performance is unacceptable. Because of this, the practice of talent staffing has recently developed, or will recently develop. So you see here we have the adverb recently. We need the present perfect. Our subject is in the singular, the practice. So we need has, not have. We do not need will, because we have recently, has recently developed, to help identify so-called persons of talent who can contribute to a company's success from day one. Nice. Okay, after reading the text, I'd like you to take the most appropriate title for this text. Nice. So, applying for a job requires qualifications, skills and superior performance, or academic knowledge. But according to the text, skills and superior performance nowadays has become a priority for if a job seeker or a job applicant likes to find a job. Okay, look at Mr. Charles. Mr. Charles is a job seeker or a job applicant. We are going to deal with his story today, a jobless man who is seeking for a job or who is looking for a job. Okay, so Mr. Charles is looking for a job. Of course, he needs to give us some information concerning his CV. Okay, that's why when applying for a job, you should provide accurate information on your educational and professional background. Let's complete the unfinished words in the spidergram, and each dot stands for a letter. Look at the first one, the career. So, white. 2, quality. 3, we have an S and a K. Okay. Number 4, MAR states. MAR states. 5, previous X, and 6, care path. I'd like you to fill in with some letters. As I've told you, each dot stands for one letter. For example, here we have 1 dot, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 5 letters. So what could be the word? Curriculum. Good. Curriculum vitae. Or our CV. We should prepare a CV or a curriculum vitae. Nice. The second word, marital states. Okay, marital states. So a job seeker should tell if he is still single, married, etc. His marital states. That's important also. It is related to job application. Good. Next one, qualifications. Qualifications. Okay, qualifications. That's nice. And of course, his previous experience. If he applied for any previous job, that's important. It's quite important. Next word, skills. The skills. And the final one, career path. See, career path. That's nice. So, as you see, looking for a job is not that easy job. It's not that easy work. A job seeker should look for advertisements by visiting electronic employment sites or even by visiting employment agencies. And good luck for him, of course. You are now supposed to read the 2 job advertisements. You can open your books, page 232 and 233 to follow me. Thanks. Okay. So this is advertisement number 1. Europe's leading international tourism consulting firm urgently seeks or looks for consultants and project team leaders for both short and long-term projects in Asia, the Middle East, Latin America, and the Caribbean. Candidates must be proficient in English and ideally in at least one other language. English and one other language, as you see. Candidates are sought in the following tourism areas: cultural tourism, ecotourism and conservation, community development and rural tourism, HR development and awareness programs, quality control systems and certification, marketing, tourism development, planning, legislation. Candidates are invited to send their CV with photograph. So here you are required to send a CV with a photograph. Nice. The English language, as you see, is necessary here. Let's move to the second advertisement or ad. Aston Business School, lecturer, senior lecturer, reader in economics. Look at, if you like, the wage or the income is good, more than £43,000 per annum or per year. Applicants should have a good first degree, a doctorate in economics, a strong commitment to high quality teaching and research, and a demonstrated ability or potential to publish in leading journals. Candidates must be willing to teach and research in a environment within the strategic management group. Further details and application forms may be obtained. So here the telephone number, some personal information are provided in order to be contacted. Closing date for application is 4 April. should not depass this date. The closing date or the deadline is the 4th of April. Aston University for Quality and Equality. You see now, we have 2 job advertisements. Nice. Now, I'd like you to read, after reading these job advertisements above, I'd like you to complete the table. So, what is the position offered in advertisement number 1? The requirements and, of course, the advantages of each job advertisement. Okay, let's begin. Position offered in advertisement number 1, as you see, consultants and project team leaders. Nice. The, if you like, requirements of this job. So, so the second position offered in the second advertisement is a lecturer or senior lecturer, a reader in economics. Okay. Let's move now to the requirements of each job application. Concerning the first advertisement, candidates must be proficient in English. You see? And for the second one, they should, as a lecturer, they should have a good first degree and a doctorate in economics. Nice. Concerning the advantages now, for advertisement number 1, the candidate is supposed to enjoy traveling abroad, and that's very important, as you see, the Caribbean, etc. And for the second advertisement, he is supposed to earn a high salary, and that's also an important factor, or if you like, that's a priority. That's good. Okay. Now, I'd like you to match the words from column A with one from column B to obtain a collocation. Column A, seek, proficient, application, quality, career, team, high quality, personal, cultural, closing, job. From 1 to 11. Column B, in English, path, ed, leader, a job, office, research, date, for, control, and tourism. Let's match the collocation, okay? Number 1, to seek. Of course, to seek or to look for a job. Nice. The second one, proficient. To be proficient in English. To be proficient in English. Number 3, application. To fill in an application form. Okay? Number 4, quality. Quality control. Number 5, career path. That is our objective in this life, to achieve a career path. Number 6, team leader. A team leader. 7, high quality research. To conduct a high quality research. Number 8, personal office. To have one's personal office. Number 9 now, cultural tourism. So, this is one of the types of tourism, cultural tourism. We have ecotourism, for example, cultural tourism. Number 10, as we saw in adverse number 2, you should not, so the closing date is the 4th of April. Closing date, the closing date. See? Last, number 11, job advertisement. Clear? Okay, now we are going to move to another task, which is so you are supposed to sort out the words and phrases in the box to get pairs of equivalence. Nice. So, the first word on the left, période. Deadline, experience it, potential, looking for, biodata, commitment. On the right, seeking, qualities, willingness to work hard, proficient, CV or curriculum vitae, the abbreviation of curriculum vitae, per annum, and closing date. Let's match now each pair together. Number 1, per year. Per year, of course, per annum. Nice, not per month, for example. Deadline, the closing date. As we saw in the second advertisement, the closing date is the 4th of April. Clear? Experience it, to be experienced, to be proficient, to be proficient. Proficient, he is proficient in English, for example. Potential, the qualities that are needed in order to be applied for a job. Good. Looking for, so to look for a job, seeking, looking for, to look for, to seek a job. Nice. Biodata, CV is matched with CV, curriculum vitae. Commitment, it's a good quality for a job applicant. Commitment, willingness to work hard. Lexical folks, I'd like to remind you of Mr. Charles. Look at him, the job applicant. He is seeking for a job. That's why he prepared a suitable CV in order to be applied for job number 1 or job number 2. Of course, with reference to advertisement number 1 or number 2. That's why he prepared some information about himself concerning his career, skills, training, goals, education, etc. Nice. Let's have a look now at these squares. So in each square we have some information. Number 1, name and address. The second one, marital status. The third, qualifications. The fourth, work experience. And finally, the skills. Now, we are going to match them with the appropriate information that were provided by Mr. Charles in his CV, of course. Okay, look at information number 1. Master degree in English, 2015. Diploma in web design in 2016. Number 2, Mr. Charles Mason, 17 Highlands Avenue, London. Number 3, travel agent, Dream Travel Agency for 3 years. Number 4, fluent in English and French, conversational Spanish, good keyboard skills. The last information, still single, and because he is still single, he is ready to work overseas. So he is not too demanding, Mr. Charles. Now our task is to match the squares on the left with the appropriate information on the right. Okay, we are going to match each information with the right heading. Clear? Nice. Number 1, on the left, name and address. So what is the name and address of Mr. Charles? Of course, Mr. Charles Mason, Highlands Avenue, London. 2, what about his marital status? Is he married? No, Mr. Charles is still single and he is ready to work overseas. Good. Move to number 3 now. What about his qualifications? He acquired a master's degree in English in 2015. Besides, he achieved a diploma, or he got a diploma in web design in 2016. Good. Move to square number 4 now. Work experience. What about his work experience? He had a 3-year experience as a travel agent in Dream Travel Agency. Good. The last information now. What about his skills? Mr. Charles is fluent in English and French and even conversational Spanish. So here we have 3 languages, not 2. Good keyboard skills. That's nice. So this is the final CV of Mr. Charles. As you see, his name and address, his marital status, his qualifications, work experience and skills. Here I'd like to tell you something very important. Please, I'd like you to be careful with your spelling mistakes. I don't know, this is a very usual mistake usually committed by pupils. Not because English with SH, Spanish with SH, we must write French with SH. No, French with CH. Clear? So be careful, please, with these spelling mistakes. Fluent in English and French, conversational Spanish, good keyboard skills. That's good. Now we hope that Mr. Charles will be applied for a job. According to you, which advertisement is suitable? Advertisement number 1 or number 2? As we saw, he is proficient in English and French. Automatically, he is preferred by advertisement number 1 as a consultant in the sector of tourism. So this is his letter of application. I'd like to tell you something very important before developing any written text. I'd like you to be careful with your ideas. They should be clarified. What is your message? Why you are writing this piece of writing? So today we are going to write a letter of application. The letter of application, as you know, is a formal letter, not informal. What is meant by formal? It's the opposite of colloquial or informal. You shouldn't use short forms like I'm, I am, let's say I am. Some polite forms of request. I would like to. Don't say dear sir, dear friend, because or dear Muhammad or dear Ahmed, because he's not your friend. Dear sir, dear madam. Okay. Also be careful with some words, like here, for example, the word job is not a formal word. Instead of job, use the word post, vacant post. Okay. Look at the layout first. On the left, 17 Highlands Avenue, London. This is the address of the addresser or the sender of the letter, Mr. Charles, on the left. On the right, Europe's leading international tourism consultant, the addressee or the receiver. Dear sir, so the first part, I'd like you to tell the reader why you are writing the letter. I'm writing this letter, why? Is it to complain about, to thank you, to congratulate you? So you should mention your objective, why you are writing that letter. The second part, don't forget that this is a letter of application. You need to mention some information that are related to you, such as we have already seen, your qualifications, your previous experience, your skills, okay? Any information that you need in order to be applied for this job. The last paragraph, you should mention what you have included with your letter of application and what you hope, of course, you hope to be applied for this job and to end this session of an employment. That's nice. So now I'd like you to, because we have deleted some parts from this letter of application or business letter, I'd like you to reinsert them in order to get a meaningful letter of application. We have deleted some parts. Your task is to reinsert them. Clear? Let's start. The first part, I'm writing this letter. As I've told you, why? The object, why you are writing this letter. I'm writing this letter, of course, not to complain, not to thank, and not to congratulate you, to apply. Look at number 2, to apply for the vacant post. You should not say here, for example, for the job, because it is colloquial. For the vacant post, currently, look at the form style, currently advertised by your firm as a consultant and project team leader. It's clear now. You like to apply for the vacant post that advertised by this firm. Nice. Let's move now to the second paragraph, the body. In fact, now you are going to supply with some useful information concerning your CV, your curriculum vitae. So the qualifications. So what is meant by the qualifications? The degree that you acquired. The qualifications are closely related to those I have acquired. In 2015, I achieved a master's degree in English, and 2016, a diploma in web design. You see, these are the qualifications of Mr. Charles. We go on. The second idea, besides, I gained a wide experience in the sector of tourism as what? So this is a previous experience, a professional travel agent. So information number 1 concerning qualifications, 2, his previous experience, 3, another expression of addition, furthermore. So concerning now his skills. So qualifications, previous experience, let's move to the skills now. I'm able to speak English, French, and Spanish fluently. I'm competent at the use of Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. Here, I'd like you to pay attention to a mistake here, because I've told you that you must use the formal style, long forms. I'd like you to find it, then we'll come back to it and correct it, okay? We go on. Therefore, I have a keen sense of duty, strong cooperative and communication skills, and a determination to succeed and excel. So in order to lure the addressee, to convince him to accept you or to hire you in this vacant post. You see the style? Okay, so let's move to the last paragraph, the conclusion. Finally, I look forward, formal style, I look forward to, although we have 2 here as plus verb ing, please don't forget this. I look forward to plus verb ing to receiving a reply from you as soon as possible. I have enclosed my CV with a photograph, and I would be available to come for an interview at any time that is convenient to you. Yours faithfully. So here you showed a readiness. You are available at any time to come for. So you are ready. You have a great willingness to be applied for this job. Okay, now this is the final draft of the letter of application. Look, please. Be careful with your punctuation. Dear Sir, I'm writing this letter to apply for the vacant post currently advertised by your firm as a consultant and project team leader. Full stop. In fact, the qualifications you are seeking are closely related to those I have acquired. In 2015, I achieved a master's degree in English, and in 2016, a diploma in web design. Besides, I gained a wide experience in the sector of tourism as a professional travel agent. Furthermore, I'm able, so you should use the long forms. I'm able, not I'm able. I am able to speak English, French, and Spanish fluently. I am competent at the use of Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. Therefore, I have a keen sense of duty. Look at this style in order to convince this firm to accept you. I have a keen sense of duty, strong cooperative and communication skills, and a determination to succeed and excel. So in order to convince them with this style. Finally, I look forward to, as I've told you, to plus verb ing, to receive a reply from you. Look at the formal style. I look forward to as soon as possible. I have enclosed my CV, as you have told me, with a photograph, and I would be available to come for an interview at any time that is convenient to you. So a polite style, any time that is convenient to you. So you should not show yourself too demanding. Show your readiness to be available at any time in order to be accepted or in order to be hired by this firm. And good luck for Mr. Charles. Before leaving you, I'd like you to tell you some tips that you are supposed to take into consideration in order to write or to develop a formal letter of application. Of course, state the reason for your writing. Usually, why you are writing, as I've told you, is it to complain about, to felicitate, to, like nowadays, to apply for a job. Mention your qualifications, experience, skills, and personal qualities. Tip number 3, make sure you use the appropriate layout, your closing, signature as we saw, and do not use contractions like I'm. Use the long forms I am, as they are informal and colloquial. Okay, finally, I would like to thank you for your interest. I would like to thank Mrs. Camille Defella, our inspector, for her fruitful sharing and her high level of collaboration. Thanks a lot, Madam, for your trust. Okay, don't forget to thank you for your attention. Thank you very much, and I hope you success and the best of everything beautiful in this life. Goodbye.